So first, what is mean by rate analysis? So as per the definition, the determination of the rate per unit of a is lab work. Okay, so all of those are the item of work, and finding the per unit rate, that is like for the brick work it will be per a meter cube rate, for the DPC it will be per meter square rate, for the skirting it will be per meter rate of construction of that particular item of the work is known as the rate analysis. Okay, so determination of the rate per unit of that particular item of the work will be known as the rate analysis of that particular item of the work. Okay, so for the construction of the every item of the work, or for the completion of the every item of work, we will need mainly three elements. Okay, or the three okay, sorry, three things. First will be the material.
Okay, everyone can hear me? Okay, so for calculating or for construction of the any item of the work, or for the completion of the any item of the work, we will require three things or three elements. First will be the materials. Obviously, for construction of the various item of the work, such as the brick work, we will require a brick, mortar, that is cement and fine aggregate. For the RCC work, we will require the reinforcement bars. Okay, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, cement. For the flooring, we will require tiles. Okay, so depending upon the particular item of work, first thing we will require will be the materials. Second, for completion of that particular work, or for placing our material on the particular site or on the particular according to the particular plan, we will require the labors. Okay, labors will be of the different category. There will be skilled labor, unskilled labor, okay, semi-skilled labor. Also, there will be a mazdoor, mason. Okay, depending upon the work they have to carry. Okay, also there will be a carpenter or some special kind of the work. Okay, for some decorative work, we will require another specialist in that particular work. Okay, fine artists. So that will be your second element. Okay, next, various equipments will we will also require various equipments. Okay, not just the bigger equipments like concrete mixer or the JCB, but also many small petty equipments will be there, such as the we will require a trowel will be required. So the number of trowels will be there, number of floats will be required. Okay, number of trolleys will be required. Okay, so all of these three materials, all of this material, we have to consider the cost of these materials also. Sorry, equipments also. Okay, जे काही तुमचे safety equipment असतील or construction equipments, we will also have that will be required to complete the construction of the any item of the work. Okay, so the determination for the determination of the particular cost of the item. Okay, item of the work, we will require first, we will have to calculate the cost of the materials. Okay, next we will have to calculate the cost of the labors, and as I said, it will be the cost of the equipments. Okay, हे देखील तीन मेजर फॅक्टर्स होते आपले, त्याचा कॉस्ट आपल्याला कॅल्क्युलेट करावा लागणार आहे. Also, there might be many other miscellaneous expenses will be there, okay, such as other taxes will be there, okay, other overhead charges will be there, like such as a phone, okay, amenities to the particular labors, okay, or the storage facility for the materials, okay. All of these factors we have to consider, okay. We have to consider cost of that particular other expenses also, okay, miscellaneous expenses, as well as the contractor's profit will be there, okay. Contractor as the profit, okay. So all of these particular five factors, adding the cost of the each of these particular five factors will give us the total cost of that particular item of the work, okay. Suppose I have a 10 meter cube of the brickwork, okay. Suppose I have to construct a 10 meter cube of the brickwork, okay. So first, what I'm going to do, I'm going to calculate the cost of the materials, means number of bricks required, okay, number of uh, number of mortar, okay, quantity of the mortar required, okay, number of cement bags, quantity of the number of brass, uh, fine aggregate, okay. Then from that particular material required for the 10 meter cube, I'm going to calculate the cost of the that particular materials. Then I am going to find out the labors required for that particular construction, okay. किती number of labors मला 10 meter cube of work complete करायला लागतील, okay. This will depend upon the number of days, okay. If I want to construct that particular 10 meter cube of the work, 10 meter cube of the work in one day, I will require the more labors, okay. But that the payment for that particular labor will be only for the one day. Whereas if the particular work is big and I have to complete that in the various steps, such as first 2 meter cube will be done in the first day, okay. Next, then will be 5 meter cube, okay, such that the particular work will be distributed throughout the days, okay. Still the number of labor for the construction of the brick will be there, okay. जे काही तुम्हाला सिमेंट मिक्सिंग वगैरे मॉर्टर मिक्स करायला जो काही प्लॅटफॉर्म वगैरे लागेल, ओके. जे काही तुम्हाला प्लेस ब्रिक वर वगैरे प्लेस करायला ट्रॉली वगैरे लागतील, ओके. टू to consider the level, okay, or the straightness of that particular wall, we will require the plumb bob, okay. The cost of that all equipment will be there. Also, as other miscellaneous expenses, as I said, the labor amenities etc will be there, okay. Overhead total cost of that 10 meter cube of 10 meter cube brickwork, okay. From that particular total cost, that is the cost of the 10 meter cube brickwork, I'm going to calculate the total sorry, unit cost of per rate per unit, or the unit cost of that particular item of the work, by dividing the total cost of the work with the quantity of the work. Suppose मला पर्टिक्युलर 10 मीटर क्यूब क्वांटिटी करायला समजा मला 50,000 रुपये लागत असतील. सो 50,000 डिवायडेड बाय 10 मीटर क्यूब 10 मीटर 10, that will give us the rate as a 5,000 rupees per meter cube, okay. This is the way we calculate the we determine the particular rate per unit of that particular item of the work, okay. So next, okay, the rate of the materials and labors, okay, may vary from the place to place, and therefore the rates for the different item of the work also vary from the place to place, okay. As we already know, okay, the rates of the labor, आपण आधीच already discuss केलेला आहे, the rates of the labors will be different from site to site, okay. Such as in case of the Jalgaon, okay, if we consider the main city Jalgaon, the rate might be higher, like 350 rupees per cement bag, or the 360 rupees per cement bag. Whereas if you go away from that particular main city, such as Pardhi वगैरे तिकडे जर गेले तुम्ही, in that case the rate will be way lower, okay. The rate might be 280 rupees or 300 rupees per bag, okay. So this is just a difference of the 5 to 10 meters. Whereas in case of the higher difference, such as Mumbai and Jalgaon, the rates will be very much different, okay. So the labors, okay, labor rate will be different, okay. जो काही लेबरचा तुमचा जो काही दररोजचा जो काही रेट आहे, that will be again different depending upon the labor. Such as in case of the Jalgaon city, the आपला जो काही तुमचा मेसन आहे तो 800 रुपीज घेतो, ओके. Whereas as you go to the village side, okay, जे काही तुमच्या गावाकडे जर तुम्ही गेले, in that case the mason only takes 600 rupees or 500 rupees. So depending upon the even though the total quantity of the particular work will be same, the rates will be different for the materials and the labors. Therefore the rates of the different item of work will also vary from the place to place. Okay, as the rates and labors also vary from the place to place, therefore the rates of different item of work will also vary from place to place, even though the specification of that particular item will remain same. Okay, so this is the point we have to consider. Okay, also for the rate analysis, okay, for determination of the rate analysis or analysis of the rate, we will require details of the all the operations involved in the carrying out the particular work. Okay, जे काही तुमचे construction work असेल, suppose we are going to build a brick work. Okay, so I will need the every procedure I have to carry, such as the thickness of the particular plastering. Okay, thickness of the mortar layer between the two bricks. Okay, as well as the bond of that particular brick work, whether it is Flemish bond or the English bond. Okay, I will require all of the particular procedure. Okay, similarly for all other flooring, I will require the proportion. Okay, type of the flooring. Okay, समजा त्याचा काही pattern वगैरे असेल, I will require that particular pattern. In that I will require the particular pattern in which I have to place that particular flooring. Okay, also I will require the mixture. Okay, types of the layer to be provided at the bottom. Okay, so for the purpose of the particular rate analysis, I will require all of the operation, which is details of the all of the operation which will be involved in the construction of the work. Okay, this I will get from the specification. Okay, remember that again, rate analysis मध्ये सुद्धा आपण जसं आपण in case of the estimation of the any work, we do not consider anything. We only analyze, we only calculate the quantities from the given dimension. Similarly in case of the rate analysis, we do not assume anything. Okay, rate analysis मध्ये आपण काही assume करत नाही. All of the particular rates will be calculated depending upon the given specification or the depending upon the various factors at that particular site. Okay, फक्त आपल्या मनात काहीही करायचं असं नसते, एस्टिमेट मध्ये लक्षात ठेवा. ओके, इवन थो वाइल कॅल्क्युलेटिंग द जनरल जे काही आपण एक्झाम ऍज अ एक्झाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्ह्यू जेव्हा आपण सॉल्व्ह करतो तेव्हा आपण मेनी आयटम्स जस्ट कन्सिडर करतो, बट दॅट इज नॉट द केस इन केस ऑफ द प्रॅक्टिकल वर्क. ओके, so the rates of that particular item of the works mean the cost of that particular item of the work per unit will depend upon the various factors, such as the first will be the specification of the works and materials. Okay, what kind of the work we have to done. Okay, what materials we are going to use. Okay, in case of the brick work, whether it is first class brick work, second class brick work, third class brick work. Okay, third class brick, sorry. In case of the tiles, what kind of the tiles we are providing. Shahabadi tiles provide करतोय का आपण Spartex provide करतोय. Okay, depending upon that. Okay, डोअर वर्क मध्ये तुम्ही सागवान लाकडाचे करता, सिंपल लाकडाचे करता. Okay, depending upon that. Okay, that will give us a specification of the particular item of the work. Okay, then the quality of the material, as I said, first class brick, second class brick, third class brick. Okay, the proportion of the mortar. Okay, obviously the proportion of the mortar will be there. Okay, whether I'm providing 1:3 proportion or 1:6 proportion or 1:4 proportion. Okay, also the method of construction operation. Suppose I'm mixing the concrete, so the method should be specified, whether I'm mixing the concrete by the mechanical means or the manual means. Okay, so that should be given. Depending upon this particular specification, the cost of that particular item of the work, per unit cost of that particular item of work will be different. Okay, similarly the quantities of materials and their rates. Okay, numbers of the different types of the labors and their rates. Okay, again the quantity of the material, depending upon the quantity of the material, the rates will be different. Okay, for the same, the cement bag तुम्ही समजा per kilo ने जर तुम्ही cement घेतलं, the rates will be higher. Whereas if we directly take the particular 50 kg bag, okay, then the rates will be different. Okay, जर तुम्ही particular कोणत्याही manufacturer कडे गेला किंवा distributor कडे गेला, तर तुम्ही जर per 5 किलो सिमेंट त्यांना मागितलं, the rate will be higher. Whereas if you ask for the one bag of the one cement bag, the rates will be different. See, this also applies to the bulk quantities in case of the construction material. Also, there are number of the types of the labors. Again, the labors, the labors required for the particular work. Okay, if we require the more mason and the less labors, okay, less mazdoor, the cost will be higher. Whereas suppose we are requiring the 4 laborers, okay, 4 mazdoor and the 4 masons, the cost will be higher than the 6 mazdoor and the 2 masons. Okay, कारण जो काही masonचा rate आहे तो वेगळा असतो आणि जो काही मजदूरचा rate आहे that will be different. Okay, so depending upon the particular type of the labor, the cost will be different. Okay, the location of the site, okay, again it will depend upon the location of the site, distance from the source of the material, and the rate of the transmission and availability of the water. As I said, if the location of the particular site is away from the particular source of the materials, okay, the transportation cost will be includes. So if it is away from the availability of the water, we will have to procure the water tank for as amenities to the laborers as well as the construction okay, construction material. Okay, so extra cost will be there. And as I said, profits and miscellaneous overhead expenses of the contractor, याच्याने सुद्धा आपला particular cost पण depend करतो. Okay, so unit cost of the work will be cost of the material, आपण बघितलं, cost of the labor plus cost of the tools and plants plus transportation cost. Okay, if the materials are not within the particular site, okay, within the manufacturer is not within the particular area, then we will have to transport that particular materials and labors from the source. Okay, then the overhead charges will be there and contractor's profit will be there. So एवढे जे काही charges आहेत आपले, we will have to consider while calculating the unit cost of that particular item of the work. Okay, so first purpose of the rate analysis. Why do we prepare the rate analysis of the particular कोणत्या याच्या आपण rate analysis, why do we prepare the rate analysis? Okay, so the first purpose is to find the actual cost of the item at the locality. Okay, now remember that the unit cost of that particular item of the work is already given in the DSR. Okay, all of the item of the work. Okay, समजा तुमचं brick work असेल, RCC work असेल, flooring असेल, plastering असेल, all of the unit cost of that particular item of the work is given in DSR. But then why do we prepare the rate analysis for every particular work? We prepare that particular rate analysis to know the actual cost of that particular item or the per unit cost of that particular item in our locality. Okay, so what will be the local unit rate of the particular item? Okay, to find out that particular local rate, uh, we have to calculate the rate of that particular, or we have to provide the rate analysis of that particular item of the work. Okay, so first that will be the actual cost of that particular item within our particular locality. Okay, the second will be the to check the rates offered by the contractor. Okay, now if you are inviting the tenders from the particular contractor and we know that the DSR rates is higher, therefore the contractor is going to bid lower than the DSR rates. Okay, so to evaluate that particular contractor rate, okay, so the DSR मध्ये जो काही rate होता concrete construction चा, RCC construction, that was 8,000 rupees. Okay, आता आपल्याला माहिती आहे की locally that particular rate is less than the 8,000 rupees, so contractor is going to bid for the lower rate. Suppose he expressed the rate as a 7,000 rupees, but as a locally, as a engineer, I want to calculate the actual rate, so that I will prefer the individual okay, I will select the perfect candidate. Okay, मला माहिती कमी आहे तर अगदी काही कॉन्ट्रॅक्टर अगदी कमी सुद्धा रेट सांगतील 5,000 रुपीज, but quality of that particular work will be different. So I have to know the general rate of that particular item of the work in our particular locality, so that I can select the most probable or most suitable contractor for the particular tender. Okay, so I will going to calculate the rates, or suppose in some cases the particular rate is higher than the DSR. Okay, so in the particular locality मध्ये higher than the DSR rate is still, again I have to calculate the rate so that I can verify the rates given by the contractor, whether he is bidding for the highest price than the calculated rate, or the lower price than the calculated rate. Okay, so depending upon the rate analysis done by me, I'm going to evaluate the contractor, and if I'm satisfied with the bid provided by the contractor, I'm going to carry forward with my decision of selecting him, okay, as a tender, okay, as a contractor for that particular tender. Okay, next will be the to calculate the exact quantity of the materials and the labors. Okay, now okay, now I want to construct a particular building. Okay, for that construction of the building, I am going to need to procure the various materials. Okay, particular materials मला procure करायचे आहे. So by I will need the correct info of the number of bags required, okay, number of labors required, okay, type of the labors required, so that I can plan that particular construction work. Okay, I can plan that particular construction work more efficiently if I know the किती number of bags लागेल, त्याच्यानुसार मी जे काही storage facility असेल, I will manage that particular storage facility depending upon the labors. If I know the various kinds of the labors, I will search throughout the city and find if the particular labors are available locally or not. If I find that the particular labors are available locally but the cost of the labor is much higher, then I'm going to procure that particular labor from the another स्टेट. ओके, जसं आपल्याकडे जसं कन्स्ट्रक्शन वर्क मध्ये मॅक्सिमम वेळेस बिहारी लोकांना बोलवलं जाते, कारण त्यांचे रेट जे असतात ते कमी असतात. असं नाही की लोकली लेबर्स अवेलेबल असतात असं नसते. ओके, देर आर नंबर ऑफ लेबर्स अवेलेबल locally, but why do we procure labors from the Bihar? Why do we employ the Biharis? For they work for the same amount. Okay, they work they do the work of the same quantity and the quality for the much lower price. Okay, or no much lower rates. Okay, therefore we employ the particular Biharis. Okay, this is done by the calculating the by evaluating the labors required for the particular work. Okay, so जर मला बल्क मध्ये क्वांटिटी जर मला पर्टिक्युलर मटेरियलची जर मला बाय करायची असेल, किंवा जर लेबर्स माझ्या पर्टिक्युलर सिटी मध्ये अवेलेबल आहेत की नाही, जर अवेलेबल नसतील तर मला दुसरीकडून मागवायचे आहेत, हे सर्व समजण्यासाठी सो दॅट द construction plan will be or the execution of the particular plan will be proper. I am going to calculate the rate analysis. Okay, I am going to do the rate analysis of that particular item of the works of the building. Okay, next will be to fix the labor contract rates. Okay, sorry. Again, for the labor contract rates. Okay, आता हे आपलं झालं नाही. Okay, types of the contracts is not in your particular. I think I have types of the contracts आपलं ते घेतलं नाही आपण. Okay, that will be for your self study. Okay, so depending upon the various types of the contracts will be there, one of which is the labor contracts, in which we employ only the labors. We do not and all the materials will be provided by the department. Okay, so in that case, if you know the but we have to calculate the most rate of that particular labor. Okay, so that even though the particular rate of the labor, okay, per meter cube rate of the labor is given in the DSR, we have to जसं लोकली लेबर आहे त्यांचे रेट्स कमी जास्त असल्यामुळे आपल्याला अगेन लोकली जे काही असेल ते फाइंड आउट करावं लागेल. सो to fix up the labor contract rate, we always do the rate analysis so that we will evaluate the bid provided by the particular contractor. Next will be to examine the most economical method of the construction. Okay, this is again the most important part. Okay, now the same work can be done by the different methods. Okay, suppose RCC work. Okay, the RCC work, the mixing of the contract might be done either by the manual basis or the mechanical means. Okay, either by the manual means or the mechanical means, but but both of those methods might yield differently depending upon the quantity of the particular item of the work. Okay, if the particular work is lower in the quantity, so some particular work lower in the quantity असेल, in that case manual mixing will be sufficient, कारण त्याला extra labor तुम्हाला लागणार नाही, as well as the time required for the construction will be less, therefore the cost will be efficient. Okay, or less. Whereas in case of the higher quantity, जर आपण असं म्हटलं की ठीक आहे मिक्सिंग कॉन्क्रीट मिक्स करण्यासाठी तुम्हाला मिनिमम लेबर्स लागतात, बट जर तुम्ही डायरेक्ट मिक्सर प्रोव्हाइड केला तर त्याचा हवरली रेट असतो दॅट इज वे टू मच हायर. सो आपण असं करू की आपण लार्ज वर्क असं तरी सुद्धा आपण लेबर्स एम्प्लॉय करू. ओके, इन दॅट केस इवन दो वी आर minimizing the cost by deducting the particular hourly cost of that particular mixer, we are increasing the cost by increasing the time of the particular construction work as well as the extra labors required to mix that particular whole bunch of the concrete. Okay, so we have to select the most economical method from the various methods of the construction. Okay, so what we do, we consider the each method and calculate the rate analysis of the each method. समजा जे काही पर्टिक्युलर क्वांटिटी ऑफ द वर्क समजा 100 मीटर क्यूब असेल, 100 मीटर क्यूब साठी मॅन्युअल मिक्सने जर आपण कॉन्क्रीट मिक्स केलं तर किती कॉस्ट लागेल, मेकॅनिकल मिक्सने आपण केलं तर किती कॉस्ट लागेल, असं आपण कॅल्क्युलेशन करतो. ओके, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन दॅट particular rate analysis of those by various different methods or the various different procedures, we calculate the per unit cost, and whichever is giving us the minimum cost will be our most economic method for the that construction of that particular 100 meter cube of the RCC work or any other type of the work. Okay, this also applies to the plastering suddha. Okay, depending upon the work तुमचं जे काही असेल. Okay, next will be there to prepare the supplementary estimate. Okay, again for preparing the supplementary estimate, as we know when we provide the supplementary estimate, when the cost of the particular project, आपण जो काही starting ला cost of the project due to the increment in the rates of the labors and the increment in the rates of the labors and the materials, if the particular cost is higher than the estimated cost at the beginning of the project, we are going to provide the supplementary estimate for that particular project. Okay, so while providing the supplementary estimate, we need to do the rate analysis of the work and calculate how much quantity or the how much value the particular rate has been increased. Okay, समजा तुमचा आधीचा 350 रेट होता. ओके, 350 रुपीज रेट होता. नाउ वी हॅव टू कॅल्क्युलेट द रेट अनालिसिस ऑफ दॅट पर्टिक्युलर आयटम ऑफ द वर्क, अँड इफ द पर्टिक्युलर the cost of that particular item of the work is higher, समजा 400-500 झाला, in that case on that particular rate analysis and on that cost we are going to calculate the if the particular work is higher, should we go for the supplementary estimate or not. Okay, depends on the rate analysis. Okay, as we already know, for the supplementary estimate, for preparing the supplementary estimate, there are the various rules are there. Okay, रिवाइज एस्टिमेट असो, तुमचं सप्लिमेंटरी एस्टिमेट असो, तुमचा जो काही आयटम ऑफ द वर्क आहे तुमचा, त्याचे जे काही पर्टिक्युलर सॉरी जो काही कॉस्ट आहे तो किती पर्सेंटेज इन्क्रीज व्हायला हवं तुमचं असतं. ओके, सो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन दॅट वी हॅव टू कॅल्क्युलेट द depending upon that we have to calculate the we have to prepare the supplementary estimate. Okay, so that is another purpose of preparing the rate analysis or doing the performing the rate analysis. Okay, that is another purpose. Okay, so the next data required for doing the rate analysis or performing the rate analysis. Okay, first will be the market rate of the materials. Okay, as we are calculating the quantities, local quantities, local rate of that particular item of work, we will require the market rate of that particular item of the work. For this calculation, we will require the we will do the market rate survey. Okay, एक market rate survey आपला केला जातो, ज्यामध्ये डिफरंट आयटम ऑफ डिफरंट सप्लायर कडे जाऊन त्यांचा कॉस्ट आपण फाइंड आउट करतो. की प्रत्येक सप्लायर कडे जातो आपण, तर सिमेंटचे सप्लायर असतील, तुमचे 4-5 सप्लायर असतील समजा, आणि नंबर ऑफ सप्लायर असतील, 4-5 जे असतील नावाजलेले असतील, त्यांच्याकडे आपण जातो, त्यांच्याकडून वेगवेगळ्या सिमेंट साईडचा कॉस्ट घेतो. सिमिलरली फॉर द लेबर्स वी सर्वे द पर्टिक्युलर सिटी एरिया अँड फाइंड आउट द कॉस्ट ऑफ द labor for local rate of that particular labor. Okay, so first data required for the rate analysis will be the market rate of that particular item, market rate of the various materials. Second, the market rates of the labor. Third will be the task work of the labor. Okay, task work म्हणजे काय हे आपण पुढे बघणार आहोत. Okay, task work means the amount of work to be done by the particular work. Okay, समजा तुम्हाला नंबर ऑफ लेबर जर तुम्हाला फाइंड आउट करायचं असेल, 10 मीटर क्यूब ऑफ द वर्क समजा असेल, समजा एका लेबर कडून 1 मीटर क्यूब वर्क होते, तर ऑब्वियसली नंबर ऑफ लेबर्स रिक्वायर्ड विल बी 10. ओके, 10 मीटर क्यूब वर्क आहे, एक लेबर 1 मीटर क्यूब वर्क करू शकतो, म्हणजे 10 डिवायडेड बाय 1, नंबर ऑफ लेबर्स रिक्वायर्ड विल बी 10. ओके, टास्क वर्क आपण डिटेल मध्ये बघू नंतर. ओके, next will be the details of operation involved in the construction. Again, as I said, details of the particular operation तुमचं मेकॅनिकल मीन्स ने होत आहे का, मॅन्युअल मीन्स ने होत आहे. ओके, प्लेसिंग तुमची कशी आहे. ओके, ऑल ऑफ दिस प्रोसिजर शुड बी नोन. ओके, ते तुम्ही क्युरिंग वगैरे करणार ते कोणत्या टाईपने करणार. ओके, व्हायब्रेशन जे करणार ते कोणत्या पद्धतीने करणार. ओके, वेदर इट इज अ सरफेस व्हायब्रेशन, निडल व्हायब्रेटर. ओके, whether it is a steam curing or simple curing or the gunny bags curing, okay, or pond curing. Depending upon that, that particular details of operation involved should be known. Okay, and the tools and as again tools and equipments required for their outcome. Okay, sorry, tools and equipments required. What are the tools and equipments required to construct the particular work? Okay, as well as their outcome. Okay, suppose concrete mixer जर घेतलं तर concrete mixer एका तासामध्ये किती काम करू शकते, किती मीटर क्यूब ऑफ द वर्क मिक्स करू शकते. ओके, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन दॅट वी विल एम्प्लॉय द एकच तुम्हाला कॉन्क्रीट मिक्सर लागू शकते किंवा 4-5 मोठ्या कन्स्ट्रक्शन वर्क असेल तर 4-5 कॉन्क्रीट मिक्सर सुद्धा तुम्हाला लागू शकतात. Okay, so we will have to know their outcome sorry of that particular equipment. Okay, data required nahi the factors affecting the rate analysis. Okay, the data required nahi, factors affecting the rate analysis. So first will be the major factor, materials and labors. Okay, second will be the minor factors. Minor factors will include special plants or equipments, place of the particular work or the location of the particular site, magnitude of the particular work, then the specification of the particular work, site condition, overhead charges, and the contractor's profit. Okay, we will see one by one in detail. So the first major factor is material. Okay, material is the most okay. Material is the most important factor or the most important elements by which we complete the particular construction of the work. Okay, so about the 50% of the cost, about the 50% of the total cost of the work is due to the materials. Okay, म्हणजे समज 100 रुपये तुम्हाला ब्रिक वर लागेल तर त्याच्यात 50 रुपये तुमचे मटेरियल्सच लागतात. Okay, this is the true. About 50 नाही त्याच्यापेक्षा सुद्धा higher percentage तुमचे depending upon the work असू शकतात. Okay, so about the 50% of the total cost of the work is due to the cost of that particular materials. Okay, therefore the calculation of the cost of the material should be most accurate as possible, because that is the major factor which will affect the item cost of the per unit cost of that particular item of the work. Okay, therefore if the particular quantity of the material is excess quantity or whether it is a short there is a shortage of the material, it will greatly affect the rate analysis. Okay, जर तुम्ही एकदम जास्त क्वांटिटीज घेऊन घेतली किंवा एकदम कमी क्वांटिटीज घेऊन घेतली म्हणजे जर तुमचं एक्सेस क्वांटिटी झालं किंवा शॉर्टेज ऑफ द क्वांटिटीज झालं, that will affect the particular rate analysis at a greater extent, because about the 50% of the total cost is due to the cost of the materials. Okay, so अगदी काही पर्सेंट जरी तुमचं इन्क्रीज झालं किंवा डिक्रीज झालं, that will greatly affect the unit cost of that particular item of the work. Okay, म्हणजे एक सिमेंट बॅगच्या ऐवजी तुम्ही 1.25 सिमेंट बॅग घेतली or 1.5 सिमेंट बॅग भेटली, in that case the cost will differentiate at a much higher amount. Okay, so therefore the material required for the particular item of work should be calculated as accurate as possible as precisely. Okay, so the cost of the materials will include first material cost. Okay, obviously तुमचं जे काही ब्रिक वर्क असेल, समजा ब्रिक असेल तुमची, त्याला किती कॉस्ट लागतो, that will be your material cost for the brick. Next, transportation cost will be there. Okay, if the particular manufacturers जे काही manufacturing side असेल, it is away from the particular our construction side, in that case we will need to transport that particular bricks from the manufacturer to the construction site. Okay, so the transportation cost for that particular brick transportation will be there, as well as the sale tax will be there. Again, if there is any kind of the taxation will be there. Okay, suppose काही तुमचा particular tax असला, okay, whether it is GST वगैरे जे काही तुमचं असेल on the manufacturing, that will also include, as well as the insurance charges will be there. Okay, या tax सोबतच in the case of the sale tax, the tax also include the road taxes. Okay, suppose transportation करताना तुम्हाला road taxes वगैरे लागलेत, okay, toll वगैरे लागला, so that particular toll will also include in the taxes. Okay, then the insurance charges. Okay, if you are they're transporting a particular material from the one side to another side, which is at the longer distance, many companies do the insurance of that particular material. Okay, समजा जे काही तुमचं मटेरियल असेल ते स्पेशल टाइपचं असेल आणि the cost of that material, the cost of that particular material is much higher. Okay, सिमेंट बॅग विटा वगैरे त्याचं समजा ऍक्सिडेंट वगैरे झाला तर काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही, that will be not much of the issue for the particular manufacturer. But if the particular material is a certain special item, okay, काहीतरी स्पेशल आयटम असेल तुमचा, ओके, किंवा जर स्पेशल त्या पर्टिक्युलर वर्क साठी प्रिपेअर केलेला असेल, मेजर प्रोजेक्ट वर्क असेल तुमचं, स्पेशली त्यासाठी मॅन्युफॅक्चर केलेला असेल, इन दॅट केस दॅट पर्टिक्युलर मटेरियल इज वे मच ऑफ द it is way much higher cost. Okay, the particular cost of the particular material is way much higher, therefore many transporter provide the insurance, or the many transporter do the insurance of that particular work. So that जे काही insurance charges असतील ते सुद्धा तुम्हाला particular cost मध्ये include होतील. Okay, so remember that the cost of the material not just include the material cost, but it also include the transportation cost, sales tax, and the insurance charges on that particular work. Okay, next is laborers. Okay, next is labor. Again, labor is the most another major factor, and in case of the materials, we can calculate the quantity of the materials required more precisely. But in case of labor, we cannot calculate the quantity of the labors required. We are most uncertain. Purna red IC मध्ये most uncertain thing is the labors. Okay, we cannot even though there are many theories or there are many values, there are task work, such as there are many terms such as a task work which relate the number of labors required with the work done by that particular labor. Still that is the most uncertain acts. Okay, we cannot determine the exact labors required, but we try to determine the labors required to as much as precision as possible. Okay, cause this is due to the, as in any case the labor force required will depend upon the efficiency of the labor. Okay, as I said, जरी आपण पर्टिक्युलर क्वांटिटीला समजलं की 1 मीटर क्यूब ऑफ द वर्क पर्टिक्युलर करत आहे, स्टिल इट विल डिपेंड अपॉन द इफिशियन्सी ऑफ दॅट पर्टिक्युलर लेबर ऍज वेल एज द वेजेस पेड. ओके, एकच वर्कर कधी कधी तुमचं जर तुम्ही मजदूर असाल, जर तुम्ही गेलेला असा साईट वरती, तर तुम्हाला माहिती असते की एखादी मजदूर असा असतो की जो खूप मेहनतीने काम करतो आणि म्हणजे 2 जणांचं काम तो एकामध्येच करून घेतो. किंवा काही मजदूर असे असतात जे फक्त बसलेले असतात, टाइमपास करत असतात. ओके, सच ॲज इन युअर क्लास. ओके, तुमच्या क्लासमध्ये काही जण लगेच असाइनमेंट क्लिअर करतात, लगेच आन्सर देतात, बाकीचे फक्त बसून असतात. सो एक जनरल ऍव्हरेज काढताना आपल्याला दोन्ही पॉईंट कन्सिडर करावे लागतात, की जे वर्क करत आहे त्यांचं सुद्धा आणि जे वर्क करत नाही त्यांचं सुद्धा. ओके, अँड डिपेंडिंग ऑन दॅट वी विल हॅव टू कॅल्क्युलेट द मोस्ट प्रोबेबल नंबर ऑफ लेबर्स रिक्वायर्ड. ओके, सो द कॉस्ट ऑफ दॅट पर्टिक्युलर लेबर फोर्स will depend upon the efficiency of that particular labor as well as the, आता हे झालं इफिशियन्सी, पण इफिशियन्सी also depend upon the wages. ओके, आपल्याकडचे लोक काम का करत नाहीत, कारण त्यांना पगार कमी भेटतो. ओके, बिहारी लोक त्यांची मधूनच त्यांची आत्महत्या असल्यामुळे कमी कामात सुद्धा काम करतात. पण if the same workers we are going to provide the 600 rupees for the work, and for the another worker we are going to provide the 800 rupees for the work, then it is evident that the uh, uh, worker we are providing the 800 rupees as their payment will do the higher work. Okay, or the higher responsibility of that particular worker there. So therefore the wages paid to the particular uh, labor will also determine the efficiency of that particular labor. Okay, if the wages are higher, then the particular worker or the particular labor will do the higher work, okay, higher quantity of the work. The wages are lower than the average, then the particular labor will not be motivated to do the work, more work. Okay, and he will do the below average work. Okay, quantity of the work. Okay, so we have to, therefore we have to consider, we have to study that particular relation between the task work and the wages paid. Okay, task work and the wages paid and the efficiency of the particular item to study, to calculate the cost. Okay, number of labor required, त्यासाठी आपल्याला minimum एक most By knowing the amount of the labor force and their charges, the labor can be, as we know, task work and wages paid study केल्यानंतर आपण usually calculate the amount of the labors required for doing particular works and their wages, and by multiplying wages with the number of works, we will get the cost of the work, cost of the labors for that particular item of the work. Okay. Again, as I said, the labor wages also vary from the place to place. जे काही लेबर वेजेस असतात ते प्लेस टू प्लेस डिफरंट असू शकतात. त्यामुळे प्रिव्हेलिंग wages of the various labors for their areas should be ascended. Obviously, particular labor जे काही आहे ते रेट वेगवेगळे असतात. त्यामुळे आपण एक गृहीत न धरता we not consider particular rate will apply to the every particular rate. We also do the market survey of the labor and we calculate the what is the average rate. Generally आपल्या पर्टिक्युलर एरिया मध्ये काय रेट चालू आहे आपण मार्केट सर्वे करून आपण करतो. So in case of the material, we do the market survey of the particular manufacturers and find out the rates of the different item, general rates of the different item in our locality. The similar will be done for the labors. Okay. असं नाही की मेसाला 600 रुपये आहेत 600 रुपये असतील असं नाही. आपण एक जनरल आधी रेट अनालिसिस करणार, sorry, market survey करणार, and depending upon that market survey we define the rates or the general wages in the particular area. Now the minor factors. Okay, the first minor factors will be first minor factors will be special plants and equipments. Okay, now depending upon the work, we will require some use of the special equipment. Okay, फक्त आपलं हेच नाही. Okay, जे काही जनरल आपलं मिक्सर वगैरे लागतात, that is not also the point. In case of the suppose स्पेशल टाइप ऑफ द फ्लोरिंग, आधी कोटा फ्लोरिंग वगैरे करायचे तेव्हा त्याला फिनिशिंग वगैरे आपल्याला द्यावा लागायची. ओके, एकदम ब्लॅक असायचे आधी टाईल्स, त्यानंतर त्याला जर फिनिश धुणे म्हणायचं आपण त्याला. I don't know the exact term, I can't remember the exact term for that particular work, but आधी पूर्ण ब्लॅक असायची, त्यानंतर त्याला घासल्यानंतर जे काही पर्टिक्युलर जे काही तुमची टाईल्स असेल ती त्याच्या खालचा पॅटर्न जो आहे तो शो व्हायचा. ओके, सो दॅट इज अ स्पेशल आयटम, that is a special equipment required for that work. Okay, so depending upon the work we might require the special equipments. Okay, the general mixer वगैरे नाही, depending upon the special architecture feature we might require special equipment. So त्याचा कॉस्ट आपल्याला कन्सिडर करावा लागेल, as well as for the tools and pads and the miscellaneous petty item. Okay, जे काही टूल्स अँड पॅड असतील म्हणजे जे काही तुमचे कॉन्क्रीट मिक्सर वगैरे, आणि मिसलेनियस पेटी आयटम म्हणजे सन्ड्रीज आपण म्हणतो त्याला. या टर्म लक्षात ठेवा दोन्ही, टीएनपी अँड सन्ड्रीज. सन्ड्रीज म्हणजे तुमचे जे काही ट्रॉवेल्स वगैरे असतील तुमचे, ओके, प्लंबॉप वगैरे असतील, गमेले वगैरे असतील, ट्रॉली वगैरे असतील, छोटे छोटे आयटम. दोज आयटम फॉर विच वी कॅन नॉट डिटरमाइन द एक्झॅक्ट अमाउंट. ओके, नंबर ऑफ प्लंबॉप किती लागतील किंवा नंबर ऑफ पाट्या किती लागतील तुम्हाला, हे तुम्ही कॅल्क्युलेट करू शकत नाही. ओके, एक्झॅक्टली कॅल्क्युलेट करू शकत नाही. जनरली प्लास्टरिंग वर्क असतं तर 2 पाट्या आपण प्रोव्हाइड करून देतो, एक स्टीलची असते एक लाकडी असते. ओके, ट्रॉल जे काही असते प्लंबॉप वगैरे आपण 2 प्रोव्हाइड करून देतो. ह्या जे जनरल रूट झाला. ओके, दॅट इज ऑल विल बी कॅल्क्युलेटेड इन द लमसम प्रोव्हिजन. ओके, हे सर्व काही याचे लमसम याच्यात याचं कोणताही टीएनपी जर आपला कॉन्क्रीट मिक्सर वगैरे असेल, इन दॅट केस वी कॅन कॅल्क्युलेट द एक्झॅक्ट अमाउंट. ओके, स्पेशल इक्विपमेंट जर असेल तुमचं, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द, समजा कॉन्क्रीट मिक्सर आपल्याला लागत असेल तर आपण त्याची क्वांटिटी कॅल्क्युलेट करू शकतो. जर समजा 100 मीटर क्यूब वर्क असेल, आउटटर्न ऑफ द पर्टिक्युलर कॉन्क्रीट वर्क इज 3 मीटर क्यूब. ओके, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन दॅट वी कॅन कॅल्क्युलेट द नंबर ऑफ मिक्सर रिक्वायर्ड और द साइज ऑफ द पर्टिक्युलर मिक्सर रिक्वायर्ड. ओके, पण जे काही पाट्या वगैरे तुम्हाला लागणार असेल, गमेले जे काही लागणार असेल, प्लंबॉप जे काही लागणार असेल किंवा ट्रॉलीज किंवा लागणार असेल, त्याला आपण त्याची एक्झॅक्ट क्वांटिटी आपण कॅल्क्युलेट करू शकत नाही. सो इन दॅट केस वी आर गोइंग टू calculate the cost of that particular item by the lump sum provision. Okay, so next is the place of the work. Okay, as we have already said this particular item, if the site is far away, then the cost will increase due to the extra transportation. Okay, obviously if the particular site is खूप दूर असेल, तुम्हाला मॅन्युफॅक्चरर पासून पर्टिक्युलर साइट पर्यंत तुम्हाला जे काही कॉस्ट मटेरियल्स आणि लेबर्स ते ड्रॉप करायला लागतील. सो ऑब्वियसली द एक्स्ट्रा ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन कॉस्ट विल बी देयर. Also, if the site work is congested, in site sorry, the site of the work is congested. Okay, where we have to do the work, the site is way too congested. There are no area available. Okay, there are no nearby free area is available. In that case, the stacking of the material near the place of the work will not be possible because the site of the particular work is congested. Therefore, we may have to provide the we may have to purchase, sorry, we may have to rent the nearby properties, okay, neighbor properties, and we have to rent the neighbor room for storage of our particular item of the work. Okay, so in that case, that extra cost will be there. Okay, समजा the particular एकदम congested area मध्ये साईडला काहीच वर्क नसेल, तर in that case आपल्याला जे काही नियर बाय जे काही एरिया असेल किंवा नेबर्स असेल त्यांच्या जागेमध्ये आपल्याला पर्टिक्युलर जे काही मटेरियल आहे ते स्टॅक करावं लागेल, ते स्टोअर करावं लागेल. So त्याच्या काही स्टोरेज साठी आपल्याला त्यांना काहीतरी रेंट द्यावं लागेल. सो दॅट एक्स्ट्रा कॉस्ट विल बी देअर. आणि इफ द पर्टिक्युलर साईट इज फ्री, नियर बाय एरियामध्ये काहीही नसेल तर आपण मटेरियल टाकून आपलं कन्स्ट्रक्शन चालू करू शकतो. त्यांना आपला कोणतेही रेंट देण्याची गरज नाही. ओके, आपल्या जे काही जनरल असतं त्याच्यामध्ये सुद्धा कंजेस्टेड एरिया असतं, डायरेक्ट रस्त्यावरती मटेरियल टाकून लोक चालले जातात, रस्ता ब्लॉक करून आपलं चालू असते कन्स्ट्रक्शन. बट दॅट इज इलिगल. ओके, यू कॅनॉट जस्ट ब्लॉक द पर्टिक्युलर रोड बाय पुटिंग द पर्टिक्युलर by stacking of the material on the road. Okay, you have to either rent the particular neighbor, you have to either okay, you have to either store that particular material by renting the nearby flats or the nearby area, or you can use the ready mix concrete. Okay, दोघांपैकी एक कसं करावं लागतं, तसं डायरेक्ट रस्त्यावरती आपण टाकू शकतो, that will be illegal. So cost of that particular stacking or the renting of the particular property will be extra. Now the rates of the materials are generally taken as the rates of the deliver at the site of the work. Okay, इथे सर्वात जास्त फसवलं जाते आपल्याला. जनरली जो तुमचा रेट असतो ना, ब्रेकवरचा रेट असेल तुमचा, दॅट रेट इज जनरली 5,000 रुपये. समजा ब्रेकवरचा रेट असेल फॉर 1000 ब्रेक्स 5,000 रुपये घेतो, तर मॅक्झिमम वेळेस जे काही तुम्ही रेती घेणार किंवा ब्रिक्स घेणार त्यामध्ये मॅक्झिमम ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन कॉस्ट जो असतो तो मॅक्झिमम वेळेस इन्क्लूड केला जातो. बट इन केस ऑफ द टाईल्स जेव्हा तुम्ही घ्यायला जातो तेव्हा तुम्हाला त्या टाईल्सचा रेट काहीच सांगतात आणि त्याचे ट्रान्सपोर्टेशनचा वेगळा रेट इन्क्लूड करतात. हा एक मोठा फॅक्टर जर तुम्ही साईटवरती गेला तर तुम्हाला समजेल. जेव्हा ब्रिक्सचा आपण जेव्हा कॉन्ट्रॅक्टरला सांगतो की 1,000 ब्रिकामध्ये आपण डायरेक्ट फक्त 5,000 रुपये कॉन्ट्रॅक्टरला प्रोव्हाइड करतो. जर काही ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन कॉस्ट त्याच्यामध्ये इन्क्लूड नसतो. ओके, जरी म्हणजे ते 1-2 किलोमीटर वरती जरी असेल तरी त्याचा कॉस्ट काही जो काय इन्क्लूड नसतो. तर हायर किलोमीटर असेल इन दॅट केस द कॉस्ट विल बी डिपेंड. Whereas when you go to the particular जो काही टाईल्स प्रोव्हायडर असतात त्याच्याजवळ तुम्ही गेलं तर तो टाईल्सचा रेट तुम्हाला विदाउट ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन सांगतो. आणि जेव्हा तुम्ही त्याला ट्रान्सपोर्ट करायला लावता आणि ते 1 किलोमीटर साठी सुद्धा तो 500-1,000 रुपये त्याच्यामध्ये इन्क्लूड करतो. ओके, हे आता बऱ्यापैकी जे काही कन्स्ट्रक्शन साईट आहे त्याच्यामध्ये एकदम नॉर्मली हे होऊन गेलेलं आहे. लोकांना डिफरन्स समजत नाही. सो manufacturing side and the मटेरियल्स असतील ते आणावं लागतील. लेबरचं सुद्धा तुम्हाला फुल डे तुम्हाला पेमेंट करावं लागते. जरी तुमचं थोडंसंच वर्क असलं तर हाफ डे तरी मिनिमम त्यांना पेमेंट करावंच लागतं तुम्हाला. सो इन दॅट केस इफ द वर्क इज स्मॉलर द कॉस्ट इज हायर. कॉस्ट तुम्हाला छोट्या कामासाठी खूप जास्त पेमेंट करावं लागते. वेअर एज इन केस ऑफ द हायर क्वांटिटी ऑफ द वर्क यू मे परचेस द मटेरियल्स ऑन द बल्क basis. Okay, you will get a better discount on that particular cost of the material. Similarly, for the labors, you may employ the more efficiently. Okay, you may employ the labors more efficiently and the work will be done by them more efficiently. Okay, that is not possible in case of the smaller magnitude work. So the greater the magnitude, the lesser will be the cost. Okay, that applies to the particular extent. Okay, त्याच्यानंतर मग cost चा काही फरक पडत नाही. Particular extent पर्यंत this applies that the greater magnitude of the work will be the lesser will be the cost. Okay, that only applies to the particular extent. Okay, त्याच्या पुढे मग काही फरक पडत नाही. Okay, as the contractor might procure more labor in mass getting this studies. Okay, we already discussed this particular. Next is the specification. As I said, the specification, if the specification shows that we will require to use a special superior material and the rate will be higher, and if the particular specification says that we have to use a third class brick, then the rates will be higher, lower. Okay, आपण सांगितलं specification मध्ये दिलं असेल की higher quality brick work वापरा, particular sites वापरा, then the cost will be higher because the brick work cost will be bricks जो काही cost आहे higher असेल, पण specification मध्ये दिलं की lower class brick work, एकदम traditional brick वापरा. In that case, the cost of the particular item of the work will be higher. So, as specification, depending upon the quality of the specification, the cost will be higher or lower. Okay. Next is the overhead charges. So, as we said, the indirect expenses. Okay. जे काही indirect expenses होता आपण त्याला overhead charges म्हणतात. Okay. जे काही indirect expenses of the materials and labors आहे तुझे direct expenses झाले, जे indirect असतात ज्याचा काहीही particular work वरती directly effect होत नाही, that is known as the indirect expenses. Indirect expenses. Okay, there are two overheads are there. Okay, first will be the general overheads and second will be the job overhead. Okay, general overhead जे असतात ते all work साठी आपल्या असतात, म्हणजे पूर्ण construction work साठी. Job overhead will depend upon the particular job. Okay, समजा establishment आता समजा ऑफिस वगैरे असेल, that will not be dependent upon the job. Okay, जॉबचा काही संबंध नाही. Stationery again, telephone असेल, rent असेल, this all will not depend upon the particular job. Okay, ट्रॅव्हलिंग एक्सपेन्सेस वगैरे. वेदर जॉब ओव्हरहेड जे काही असेल तुमचं, समजा सुपरविजन असेल, तुम्हाला सुपरविजन करायचं असेल किंवा हँडलिंग ऑफ द मटेरियल असेल, कोणत्या टाईपचं मटेरियल असेल त्याचं हँडलिंग, T&P, repairs, carriage, this also depend upon the job. Okay, amenities of the labor's work, amenities of the labor will depend upon the number of labors required for that particular job. Okay, again workman compensation and this will again depend upon the number of labors required for that particular job. Interest on the inventory. Okay, हे सर्व जे काही आहे ते जॉब से रिलेटेड आहेत. ओके, so there are two overheads we have to consider while calculating the overhead charges. Okay, depending upon this particular charges, the cost of the particular item of the work, okay, unit cost of the particular item of would be different. And last will be the contractor's profit. Minor factors. Last will be the contractor's profit. Okay, so generally contractor's profit 6 ते 8% असतो. Okay, त्याच्यावर आपण एक्स्ट्रा ओव्हरहेड एक्सपेन्सेस म्हणजे जे काही एक्सपेन्सेस असतील हे सर्व आपण कन्सिडर करतो आणि त्याला आपण तो 5 ते 10% कन्सिडर करतो. असं टोटल ते साधारण 15% आपण कन्सिडर करतो. ओके, पण ऍज दिस पर्टिक्युलर एक्सपेन्सेस आर जनरल ओव्हरहेड सुद्धा याच्यामध्ये इन्क्लूड केल्यामुळे प्रत्येकाला आपण वेगवेगळे सेपरेट नाही कॅल्क्युलेट करता. एक जनरल आपण केलेलं आहे की जे काही कॉन्ट्रॅक्टर्स आहेत त्यांना आपण 10% कॉन्ट्रॅक्टर्स प्रॉफिट देतो. दिस इज द मोस्ट इफिशियंट प्रॉफिट. ओके, हा एकदम कमी पण होत नाही ऍज वेल एज एकदम जास्त पण होत नाही. ओके, जनरली तो 15% जातो, पण आपण 10% देतो, कारण जे काही जॉब ओव्हरहेड असतील ते हे जे काही आहे ते दिस विल बी or this is same for the all of the particular work. Okay, this will be distributed throughout the various item of the work. Okay, therefore the contractor ज्या काही बॅचेसने तुमचे प्लॅन सबमिट केलेले नाहीत अजून सुद्धा, मी तुम्हाला कालच गुगल फॉर्म सबमिट केला होता, पण अजून काही बॅचेसने भरपूर काही बॅचेस बाकी आहेत ते. सो मेनली C5 बॅच आणि C3 बॅच ज्यांचं आज प्रॅक्टिकल आहे, दे मस्ट सबमिट द पर्टिक्युलर प्लॅन्स. ओके, कारण तुम्हाला ते प्रॅक्टिकल मध्ये लागणार आहे. सो दे मस्ट सबमिट द पर्टिक्युलर प्लॅन्स. ओके, फॉर द थर्ड प्रॅक्टिकल. ओके, so you can leave the particular lecture. Okay, for the C5 batch, the practical will start at 11:45. Okay, syllabus for the ISC1, ISC2 will be published soon. Okay, मी तुम्हाला लवकरच सेंड करेन syllabus. Okay, for ISC1 तुमचा approximate estimate असेल, for ISC2 तुमचं डिटेल एस्टिमेट असेल. ओके, बाकीचं मी तुम्हाला सांगतो काय बाकीचं काय त्याच्यामध्ये आहे. ओके, अदर पॉइंट I will send it on the group soon. Okay.